Okay, so for the next anime that I'm gonna talk about is Ramen Daisuki Koizumi-san. I think I'm just gonna cut this video short because I've already talked a bit on this anime few episodes in my last video about sometimes you should really cut an anime short, or how that a certain a certain anime premise or plot works better in a shorter airtime. And after watching 3 episodes, yes, I think Ramen Daisuki Koizumi-san should have been a 10 minutes, 8 to 10 minutes anime instead of a full 20 minutes anime, because every episode after halfway I just got tired, and I just got tired, and it is not interesting enough for me to watch, to be interested for the whole 20 minutes. I mean, like, the the ramen aspect is already tiring enough, because this anime this I've read the manga, and this anime and the manga is a very specific anime. It's a very niche anime about ramen, instead of something more general for a hobby anime. A hobby anime as in like an anime that focuses on a character and a hobby, and on a certain hobby, more instead of more grand story, something like Yamada Susume, Long Riders, and even another anime this season. I'm gonna talk about it after this. Eurocamp, all about a certain hobby. Yamada Susume is about hiking, and Long Riders is about biking, and Eurocamp is about camping. All the ing, you know what I'm saying. And this anime, Koizumi-san is about eating ramen. So that's another one problem, is that it's a very specific anime. It gets tiring really quickly if you watch it again and again and again about different type of ramen. It the hobby itself is not wide enough. It's not the talking point itself is not diverse enough. So that's one aspect why this anime should have been a mini anime instead. And another problem with this anime is that the characters are kinda annoying, especially the two main characters. I mean, Koizumi is a quiet girl, quiet girl, and I think she's a little okay. I think, but the another main character is the short blue haired girl. It's really annoying. Her voice acting is very average. It does not. When I say average, is that it's either very flat in delivery, or I don't think it's necessarily the fault of the voice actor, but maybe the director told her that her voice, her acting is just okay, but I think her dialogues are very flat, and it does a good voice acting will pulls the viewer in. Something like in Eurocamp, yes, Eurocamp. I think I'm gonna talk a lot about Eurocamp after this, because it's really good, and the voice acting helps you to get into the anime. But in this case, in this anime, it doesn't. So that's another fault. It should have been short anime. The ramen thing is, I mean, like, I'm always interested in new things. For me, the ramen itself is pretty, and the things they talk about ramen in this anime is interesting enough. But imagine other people who has no interest in ramen at all. To them, this will be a very mediocre hobby anime. It doesn't have something like character growth like in Long Riders or Yamano Susume, and it doesn't have plot. It doesn't need to have a plot. It doesn't need to have a character growth or character development, but it has to be entertaining. But to me, the jokes are kind of the jokes are kind of hit and miss. and that plus with the annoying main characters just make this anime much more difficult to watch. And as I said before, because it is a very specific hobby, a specific subject, being 20 minutes is a little too long. And in each episode, of the 3 episodes I have watched, by the 10 to 12 minutes mark, I've been like, is it over already? I got tired. So I don't sure if I'm gonna watch this anymore. Maybe I'm gonna download 1 or 2 more episodes and watch it while multitasking with different thing, while doing other things. It's this definitely not a good slice of life anime, or an or a captivating hobby anime. So if you are not watching this, you are not missing much. And it's just 6 minutes. I think I'm gonna stop here. And latest.